Think about it. Why is Tory Lanez at Kylie Jenner house for that party?
He wanted that
Something
sweet
that just
white
don't
nectar.
make sense. Huh?
He wanted that sweet white nectar, as Rock would say.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Some of it just don't make sense. And I ain't saying that Tory didn't shoot Meg. I don't know. There's so many different stories. I don't even know what to believe, to be honest
But
with you.
you see, do you think it's like a? I don't want to say the wrong word and be ugly when I say it. You think it's bigger than this, or I don't think Tory had the clout enough to even like I don't know any Tory Lane songs. They'll tell me, oh, he did this song. I didn't know any Tory Lane songs prior to this happening. I probably knew the song, but I didn't know it was Little Fella doing the song. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't a Tory Lanez fan. Like, oh my God, it's Tory Lanez. Or I thought it was dude, the hair was fading. Little dude with the big teeth and his hair was going bald on top. And he had a man. We didn't follow the man, didn't know much about him until this case actually came up. You know what I mean? I heard of him, but he wasn't on my radar. He ain't on my playlist. You won't find him as a feature on anybody's song or anything. So I just don't think Tory had the. I don't know what his daddy talking about. I don't know none of that. I ain't that deep into it, but I don't think Tory had the clout that everybody's giving him. I think he got more clout from his case than he did as an artist, honestly, in my opinion.
Like, he was I ain't saying everybody knew him, but he was a pretty known artist though. As far as for that, I mean.
I mean, he was pretty known. I don't know, man. I just think it's whenever artists speak out against that machine, they normally be on the other end of fame, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So I think this situation bigger than Meg. So
He's pretty damn big of an artist. He got 4.7 million subscribers on YouTube, and I guess I want to go to this video of his dad calling out Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Um, I'm trying to get to the bottom of that part. And what did Jay-Z and Rock Nation have to do with this right here? It had to be something to that.
Then to be
What
saying
y'all
it like
think?
that. I don't know. I mean, I guess in the day for that, I think. I mean, I don't know. Tory had said it in one of his that Daystar album when he was going back and forth. Wasn't saying like Meg's name, but he brought up Rock Nation and all this stuff too. I guess either they didn't want to mess with him or something like that, or in general. But it's something to be. You know what I'm saying? Thought about it, but I don't know where it all comes together as far as for that.
But
I
my
look a little
question,
more into it.
but my question is, what does that have? I mean, I don't. For people that like me don't know the Rock Nation, why he mentioned that, why he mentioned Jay Z, is there something behind that nobody, everybody else don't know? Maybe some people don't know that we don't know about that y'all can tell me about because I don't know much about the Rock Nation storyline that Dad was yelling about at the beginning.
I don't know all the details.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I don't even know his involvement with Rock Nation. I know Meg was involved with Rock Nation. Um, so I can't really answer that question, but I just know, like JoJo said on that Daystar album, he definitely outed some stuff. So
Bro, I'm still trying to get I guess I'm still trying to wrap my thoughts around the fact of the the news footage video shows Tory Lanez on one side of the truck and Meg the Stallion on the other side of the truck, and the female was in the middle. And Tory Lanez didn't have no gun residue on his, hands.
That's not true. Yeah, he had gun residue. There were no fingerprints on the gun. He,
It's my first time hearing that.
yeah. He had gun residue on him. You muted, JoJo.
Yeah, so where there was no prints from him, so pretty much we're looking at what did he like? He was just around the area where it was being shot, or I don't know. I ain't no lawyer. I ain't no examiner.
Yeah, there were gun residue found on traces on him and Kelsey. Like both of them had
So
gun
what?
residue on them.
What you think? I mean, if there was no fingerprints, what you think happened to the situation, Rob?
I mean, I can explain it by he may have just wiped them off because there was a time period that there was several minutes between the time the gun was fired and then they were eventually stopped by the police. So I mean, could have simply wiped it off, you know.
But so what I'm saying is, as far as for just like wiping it off, I mean, I know you could probably just take something and smudge it there, but it'll still be there. I mean, you would technically have to like clean it to take off those fingerprints,
I mean,
correct?
I
Like,
mean that's the only thing that I could come up with that why his fingerprints wouldn't be on it if, and also, um, if you have moisture on your hands when you pick up something, you won't leave a fingerprint either. Uh, so I mean, there's a number of things, number of reasons why they weren't able to get a could be why they're not able to get a footprint. But I think the most damning evidence, I think this case was all up for grabs until that guy, the last witness,
EJ, the
said that.
hairstylist.
Well, the guy that said he saw the short man
Oh,
fire
the
the
a
gun.
homeowner. Yeah, the homeowner. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was all up in there because you got to realize that bit of testimony corroborated a lot of the evidence that already existed. The GSR on him, and and it verified that he actually fired the gun. Now, no one knows his intent. You would only be able to determine his intent by firing the gun if he took the stand. Earlier today, I came up with a scenario as to why he may have fired the weapon in the air 3, 4, 5 times or whatever. But unless he gets on the stand and says he did it, and as to why he did it, and had a viable explanation that wasn't about him firing the gun at Meg or trying to terrorize Meg, then everybody is just speculating, and they can only go by the testimony of Meg, the hairstylist, Kelsey, and because in my opinion there were so many contradicting stories, right? The 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 um the jury had to really rely on any third party account of the event. Like you couldn't trust Meg, you couldn't trust Kelsey, and you couldn't trust Tory and whatever. So you had to depend on what was said by other witnesses.
I agree,
And
Rock. I think that's where he messed himself up at. And it may be reasons why the prosecution didn't put him on the stand, but I think that's where he dug himself into a deeper hole because they didn't put him on the stand and testify. They never gave him opportunity to do it. Well, I don't know if that was a plan or they didn't trust him not to talk or whatever, but I think that kind of put him in pretty, you know what I mean? Pretty down, pretty much. You didn't want to talk about it. You accused for what is it, 4 counts or whatever the charges were, and then you didn't want
three
to talk about
counts.
3 counts. You brought your baby to court. It came off as cocky because I read some of the stuff that was in the New York Times, and they said Tory fell asleep during the closing arguments. So you brought your child. I mean, even if I was a juror, I would like, wow, this dude kind of cocky, ain't he? His last tweet on Twitter was some crazy stuff. So he was very confident going in and cocky. But I think the fact that he didn't testify and all those things adding up, even if I was a juror, I think the same thing. Like, dude made a tweet before he went to jail. I heard his song. He brought his child to court. You're going to fall asleep during closing arguments. You feel like you got this case in the bag, and you don't feel like you need to testify to defend yourself in any shape, type, or form. You let everybody else do it. You that confident your prosecution will take care of you, and you just like, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, it was too cocky for me.
well, I think they okay. So here's the reality. I think they succeeded as a defense on creating chaos in the course, right? In the
Absolutely.
case,
Absolutely.
they created chaos, but they could not put any reasonable doubt in anybody's mind that the short man who fired the weapon was not him. You know what I mean? Even the guy from what's the body. See, here's another thing. Like the bodyguard and him are they're such disparaging sizes, right? You couldn't confuse one for the other, right? And so the short man had to be Tory.
All right, man. So let me get to this thing, man. All right, so he's guilty now, right? Do y'all think that this man deserved 20 years in prison?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't
Absolutely
think he
not.
deserved 20.
But I think
Well,
what happened with the 20 years is he had so many charges racked up on him. Each charge kind of held a certain amount of weight that they put on him. Like I think the DA knew what they were doing when they laid the charges on. We're gonna get this dude time. We're gonna make an example out of him.
I, I think the most significant charge has a maximum of 3 to 12, right? And he will be charged somewhere in between that. Now, what reason why I think they say 20 years is because if you add them all together, they come up with 20 years. But if you isolate the assault charge, I think that carries a 3 to 12 punishment. And so, in my opinion, the minimum time that he's up against is 3 years. I
Yeah, I
think
think
it'll.
because the DA came after him.
I think he'll be. I think he'll be end up serving anywhere from 6 to 10 years for this.
Mm.
So, bro, but all right, so even 6 years, is that a justifiable punishment?
I don't think it is.
I mean,
But I think the fact that the
Well,
DA
well,
went after him instead of Megan pressing
I
charges,
think it will. I
what
think
they
it
were
will be.
doing.
I think it will be more than fair. I think if I were the judge, and I'm not a
are you
judge, and I'm not,
serious?
yeah, yeah. I think
Oh
anytime,
wow.
So,
yeah,
so, so you believe in niggas just sitting in prison behind
I believe
something like
men.
that?
I think men putting guns on women should get a deterrence in ever doing that ever again.
So, let me ask you a question. What if the tables were turned? Do you think that she deserved 8 years? If she had kids too, if she had kids out here, you think she deserved 6 to 8
See,
years?
when you're talking about a woman
No, no,
turning the
no, no,
gun on
no,
them,
no. I'm talking about if the tables were turned.
what do you mean by that?
Uh,
If
I'm trying to see I'm trying to see how your mind is when it comes to justice.
okay,
So so what I'm asking is if the tables were turned and Meg the Stallion had kids out here and she did this and they gave her 7 or 8 years in prison, would you have that same thought?
absolutely, absolutely. Eh, Meg, if Tory was the victim that Meg is, absolutely, I wouldn't have any problem with that. If he was, if Tory was fleeing from the vehicle and Meg saw it in her for some reason to either fire a gun in her direction or attempt to assault her, assault him with a gun, she absolutely. I'm really saying 6 to 7 years is minimum in my that's a light sentence. I take like the threat on life very serious, and in this case, in my opinion, clearly there was a threat on Meg's life, and again, it was uncalled for, unwarranted, and completely reckless on his part.
It was
The even
reckless, but do you think that it was a cause on her life?
absolutely
Wait, Rob,
again,
do you think the negligence of discharging a firearm while under the influence was
I think the introduction of a
it
gun
could have been
in
an
a
accident
highly
though.
volatile situation, and then the fact that the firearm was discharged, right,
Mhm.
creates a threat on her life and also the lives of anyone that was present.
But wasn't the only two people arguing Meg and Kelsey?
No, I mean Kelsey admitted that Tory and Meg was arguing as well. Now, that's Kelsey's testimony.
What were they arguing about? What did
They were
there?
arguing. Kelsey said they were arguing about Meg made an assertion that he's a failed artist and that she's way bigger than he is, and that's what
But you
made
think
Tory very
you
upset.
think because Meg, so you think because Meg said that Tory music sucked, and he wasn't that great of an
Basically.
artist, he shot her.
I,
Well,
I,
I think
I
Tori's a
don't.
real
So nothing
sensitive
that nothing that happened that night
No.
can I understand why a weapon was introduced. I have no idea why Tory Lane's gun was introduced to that situation. I have no idea. It's unfathomable to me that a
But you
man,
thinking the worst though.
I,
huh?
I
But you
don't think.
thinking the worst about it.
I think it because it's his gun. The gun doesn't belong to anyone
But
else.
but you know, but I hope you know that 90% of people that carry guns and whip out a gun, they're not angry. They're not angry about
Okay.
nothing.
But JJ, the time, I
They
mean,
not.
but what? No, but
But
this
the
this
gun
is
was. I think
I
once
agree.
the gun.
Go ahead,
But
Rob.
this is what I'm saying. If somebody got shot in the foot, I don't think that's a act of anger.
I think that's active on some trying to make people
I think.
laugh, and we
I think
drunk and
that's
we
Yeah,
a
having fun.
terrorist.
I think it was some
I think that's a
bullshit.
terrorist. I think that's a terrorist act that he was attempting to perpetrate on Meg,
You said
and it was
terrorist?
yes,
Terror,
yes, yes,
terrorist acts. That's
yes,
kind of strong.
yeah. I believe he
A
was trying to
ter-
terrorize her. I believe he was trying to terrorize her with the threat
Terrorized,
on
yeah.
her life.
okay.
Well, he
You
was
said
taunting.
it like that.
You should say taunting. I think
Yeah,
taunting is what you
yeah.
said.
You said it like
I
that.
feel like when I heard them
Well,
testify about the ring camera, right, Rock, and the people said
Terrorize.
it was 2 shots, then 3 shots. And when she said dance, he said dance, bitch, dance. I could see somebody, a little nigga being drunk, talking shit. We all laughing, talking shit.
That's
Dance,
what
bitch, dance. Pew, pew, pew on the floor, and one of the bullets made
that's what
ricochet
I
in
think
the
he.
foot. That's what I
I
think
think
that happened. But
So
that's what I'm saying. I can't take them away from Tory Kelsey. I don't know who shot the gun, but I think that's what happened
you
when
telling me, Tory?
they had 2 shots, then 3. I feel like it was still a scene from Harlem Nights. He shot me in the pinky toe.
You telling me Tory Lane to Harlem Nighted Megan like
He
that?
Harlem Nighted that foot.
but that's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like he was being funny because I done seen shit like that on cartoons, on movies, where they shooting at somebody's foot. You know what I'm saying? Telling them to dance or whatever case may be. And I don't think the intent was to actually hurt Meg.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it was any ill intent.
but let me ask you this, okay? Because we can't speak to his true intent because he didn't take the stand. But here's what I will say, and you have to admit that the gun being present and the fact that he fired the gun puts her life in jeopardy. Wouldn't you guys agree?
I agree with that. I agree with that. I
We
mean,
can't speak.
I think
We can't speak to the intent because again, he didn't take the stand to give us his plausible explanation as to why the gun was introduced and then why it was fired. We have to assume that the gun, a weapon that presents lethal force, right, was introduced to the situation to provide lethal force. That's what we have to assume. Any other assumption would be us injecting our own bias into the situation.
but do you think that's the if he would have pled it guilty, right? I don't
Uh-huh.
know how the court system work. I'm not that deep to study that. I'm a science person, but if he would have said, "Yeah, it was a mischarge of a firearm or something like that," right?
Mhm.
It just happened like this. If he had admitted to it, or Kelsey would have admitted to it, I don't know how the law works in California. Would have been lesser charges than what he got
Well, once it,
instead of one
I
of the both
see,
of them lying.
see, this is what I think, right? Once it became a spectacle, the police was forced to make an example out of somebody. So any type of plea, any type of whatever, he was going to get. I believe he was going to get. He wasn't going to get a favorable plea. That's all I'll say about that because of the spectacle that was created. And then, and again, this is what makes me think that he didn't take this very serious at all because he then took it upon himself to attempt to mock Meg in a situation that clearly, once this all played out, that she was terrified because of what was going on. The lady literally took off running from the vehicle, and then he chose to mock her situation after the fact. That's a despicable person, and in my opinion, I feel no remorse or no, I don't feel sorry for him at all. Whatever he gets is what he gets
God
because
damn, Rock.
Wow,
No,
right. I think 20 years is extensive for.
Yeah,
I
again,
think he
and
should
that's
do jail time,
man,
but I don't think he
man,
should do anything
for
like
for
20
any
years.
for and again, I have
'Cause he
daughters,
won't
I have
be
a
safe.
wife, I have a mother, I have sisters. For any man that puts a gun on any of them, God bless him.
I got you.
What
I understand.
fired or not, God bless him.
But the fact that the dude pulled a hard on, I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, I think the jurors saw all that cockiness. You watch him.
This wasn't a stunt that he had control over. It, this was
He was drunk. They were doing drugs.
and my point exactly, D Dub, he had no control over this situation once he introduces the gun.
That's what I'm saying. I think if they would have pleaded guilty, he wouldn't be facing 20 years right now.
I
No, well,
got
no, of course I agree with you. He
So
wouldn't
just
be
say, you
facing
know
20
what? We
years.
was drunk that night. We was having fun. We was playing around. Pew, 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 dance, bitch, dance. Pew, 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 dance. Because I fucking think it's hilarious. Because I know my dumb ass. I've been in the car like, ooh, don't do that. Don't shoot a gun at least. If you're going to say that, shoot a bone arrow or a little dart
but
gun. Or, what's a
but
little
D
dart gun?
Dub,
Give me what?
but D Dub, what if they was acting out the scene and he accidentally, cause they were high
I
and they
think
were
this
drunk.
what happened.
What
Y'all
if
know what
they
I'm
both was acting out the scene from Harlem Nights and he accidentally?
But when he
5
did
times.
that, he shot off a pinky. Said, "I'm gonna shoot off your pinky toe," and he shot off the pinky toe.
Yeah,
He didn't say no
like
dance. It was like, "You keep moving, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot your pinky toe
what if
now."
that's what happened? But in all seriousness though, I kind of agree with JJ, man, because when you look at that aerial video, Meg was on one side of the car and Tory was on the other side.
Yep.
So when did this take fire? When did this happen? Did it happen in the truck? Cause so you telling me he shot her on one side and ran to the other side of the truck? Cause that don't make sense to me.
His stride ain't that long because the little fella about 5'1", a hot 5'1".
Exactly.
His stride ain't that long. Thinking about
So
it.
so how did that happen?
Exactly.
Somebody,
So this is my thing. He's short.
How short
They're
is
in
he?
the back of they're in the back of a Cadillac Escalade. He's shooting.
He a little fun size dude. He
So,
stink up.
so you mean to tell me that he gonna shoot over another human being and shoot somebody in the
Well,
foot?
Kelsey said they said he stood on the truck. You know you in the Escalade. He's still a little ramp, and I said he shot. I say dance, bitch, dance. That's what I'm thinking in my head, in my mind. That's how I saw it. It's like pew pew pew. I'm gonna scare you. I'm gonna make you do a little jug, and then get him back in the car. They thought it was funny, and it just happened to ricochet off the ground and hit her. I don't think it was done intentionally.
Hey man, we got a commenter. Tisha Balser said that she never had drugs that make her want to play with guns.
Me neither, girl. I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs.
Let me just tell Miss Tisha Balser something.
Miss Tisha Boss. Oh shit. Okay, you call me.
You ain't never been in Hollywood where drug there are drugs like that make you want to play with guns. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of drug you think that can make you want to play with guns?
I don't know, but
PCP.
I mean it's a bunch of drugs out there. You know,
They got real money. They bought real drugs. They ain't just
Maybe
hot. They ain't just
maybe
smoking
he
weed.
had maybe he had
They
an
doing
E
drug
pill like Kevin Hart and thought he was a drug dealer.
drugs. He bought Kevin Hart's size.
man, I never seen rock like this, man. Just want a black man to just rot in prison, bro.
But Rock,
No,
if
Behind
Give me the
DW
same smoke y'all will give me.
if
behind a
DW
quick.
theory is true, Rock, right? If he shot that gun, but then intentionally shoot it at Meg and it ricocheted off and hit her foot, you think he deserved 20 years for that?
That's what it looked like to me, bro. Hey,
first off,
Drew.
I didn't say
It
he
looked like
deserves 20 years. I say he deserves whatever he gets because
it
of
looked like
what
a
happened.
fragment.
I hope you're
It looked
rotting
like a
hell.
bullet. It looked like a bullet
I
fragment.
honestly think he's gonna get anywhere from 6 to 10 years.
Yeah, bro, but that's way too long, bro.
I don't think he'll get that much time.
Okay,
That's a lot of time, man.
I think they're
If
gonna.
it was I'm gonna look at it like this: if it was a regular, like civilian, like regular dude, ain't really been doing nothing, ain't really that kind of profile. He will be getting whatever they gonna give him. But it's just got good lawyers, stuff like that too. The time is not gonna be as serious.
I know a guy that's in prison now for 55 years because he threw gasoline on a woman.
I mean, he's finna burn ass.
That's even more deadlier than
premeditated murder, right?
The kill.
That's
Right,
way more deadlier.
you need a better example.
He didn't light it though.
It don't matter. He's getting ready to do it.
My point exactly. My point.
Way more deadly.
Premeditated murder, wasn't it?
What
gasoline? Somebody by accident, the whole body.
Like,
He
come
had to go
on.
get the gas rock, put it in a little red thing, and pour it all over the lady and dash it around, and
No,
then
he
say, "You
used
know
the
what?
gun.
I'm
He
lighter than
used
life."
he was at the gas station with her, and he shot her with
Sit your
the.
what Nino Brown say? Sit your
He
sit your
skeeted. So
Nino,
so
how Nino Brown
so
pour that
Rock.
lick on that girl.
So Rock.
Y'all
So he skeeted on her with the
Oh wow!
gasoline.
Yes.
not the not the
Juice, get
ski.
the horny spray. Juice, get the spray. Get the spray. Get the spray.
Man, y'all got
And just think about this,
Hey,
and I'm
bro.
saying this because they were in some type of relationship of some sort, right? This easily could have been escalated to some type of domestic violence issue, and he could have been given a whole bunch of goddamn time.
Rock, you
Bro,
know what's
bro,
making me mad?
bro,
As a woman, why y'all fighting over this little nigga? You mean other little niggas in the world that
bro.
don't get no love?
That man, but Rock, just think about
What
this,
about
man.
another fun side thing?
Just think about this, and I wish the judge would have thought about this too, and I wish Tory lawyer would have thought about this. Tory Lanez knew that he would never get away with murdering or viciously harming a megastar, bro.
Yeah, that ain't going.
So,
I agree.
so somebody should have been like, you know what? They kids, they making a lot of money. They was out. They probably were drinking, doing drugs. He shot. Matter of fact, he didn't even shoot her in the foot, bro. It was bullet fragments that hit her foot.
So JJ, the
She
fact that he
didn't even know
fired,
that, bro. She didn't even know she was shot in the foot, bro.
I mean, she might have been that out of it too.
She didn't even know she was shot in the foot, bro.
but so here's my deal. If he had shot in her and missed her altogether, he didn't deserve any time.
Nah, man. He
Well, she
should
ain't even pressed charges, so nobody would have known about it.
he should have paid like a restitution fee, or he should have been on house arrest, or he should have been on.
Did he make a
Again, now
song about
see
it, JJ?
this is where it gets kind of tricky, guys. So this is where it gets kind of tricky. The fact that you say he wouldn't have been prosecuted, the fact that he discharged a weapon in a residential area and people awakened and called 911, there was gonna be somebody charged with something. Ain't no Beverly Hills neighborhood gonna allow people to be black folks to be firing guns in their neighborhood without somebody being responsible. That's just completely out of whack right there. Like you ain't gonna be firing guns in Calabasas or wherever the hell they was in their neighborhood, black folks, and everything is okay. That's fine, no problem. Just go ahead and go back home, lay down, and get some sleep. And it don't happen. Where do it happen like that at? Do it happen like that in Alabama?
Bro,
Um,
I
Kayla,
don't see people,
that's not
bro,
what we
bro,
saying.
Like
bro.
Alabama.
I don't seen people get murdered, bro, and do a year in prison and get out, bro. I don't seen people in Alabama that have murdered somebody and out of prison in 2 years.
Okay.
That's what I done seen in Alabama, bro.
But JJ, do you think his I don't know. I think
Bro,
the DA wanted to
I don't
prove
see
it.
people do do a couple of murders in their lifetime and get out in less than 4 years.
But JJ, I think the DA wanted to prove a point. And you're not a legal citizen. I mean, you're not a American.
That was
You're
the other
Canadian.
thing. He Canadian.
He had a lot of things against him, and then he kept the showboating and you know what I mean, doing all these monkey and
Man,
pony
I
shit.
think it was
And he made a
despicable.
song, and it was a lot of stuff added.
I think it's despicable what he did after the incident. Like that was despicable, in my opinion. And for that alone, it should escalate his punishment, in my opinion.
You a lot of do you hate
What did he do
you
after
know
that
Tory
song?
Lanez
You
personally?
sound so sincere saying this. But what did
Clearly,
he do? Did he make
Rock's
the
not
album?
a Tory
Did
Lanez
he
fan.
talk about Megan and stuff like that too? Like
He tried to he called her a lie about actually being shot, and he tried to mock her in public.
when say
And
all
then
that,
he was
then if
being
that's the case, you gotta talk about all the rest of the people that tried to embarrass her in public or put her. Cause
Nobody else shot at her though.
but a lot of
Uh-uh.
Mm.
a lot of couple others fucked her.
Barack, how do you know that he did it though, Rock?
he,
Because the witness
There was no
that
fingerprints on the gun.
okay, I'm telling you, JJ, how I know. Because there's a man who was awakened in the middle of the night by gunshots, who went right to his balcony window and looked out and saw the short man firing the gun.
a short man.
bro. That don't, but that don't mean that it was Tory.
You sound like you
Okay.
don't even believe that, man. Put your video
I'm,
back up. Put your video back up. You sound like you don't
No,
believe that. I'm looking in your face.
It was just
You
saying
believe
with your
that?
he
chest,
just,
right?
he
Yeah,
just went crazy.
that just sound
no,
believable to me,
no.
bro.
I'm just no. What I'm saying
A
is
short man.
the eyewitness. The eyewitness said. Now the bodyguard is 6'6". Tory is, I don't know. I mean, he's significantly shorter than 6'6". So you can't excuse him for. You can't mix them up. The the one woman took off running, right, which is corroborated, and the fact that this dude was actually firing a gun. Now he said all over the place. I'm not sure how do you fire a gun all over the place, but that was his description of what he was doing. Uh, and so again, guys, I just think in this situation, him introducing the gun and even threatening Meg with the gun deserves a minimum of 5 to 10 years.
Bro, I'm so
Because
glad. I'm so glad that you ain't a judge, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. To you. I'm glad
man,
you ain't a
man,
judge.
you
Look,
should not
pretty much,
put guns on people, bro.
pretty
You
much
should
somebody,
not put guns on people. I don't
bro,
believe
bro,
in it.
pretty much somebody be like, somebody just branded one. Hey, give him 10 years. You harsh as hell. I ain't
No,
even gonna
no.
lie to you, man.
I
But
mean,
What you like to
All they
see
gotta
him?
say is gun, 10 years, just like
was
that.
that?
You like seeing brothers in prison, bro? Like,
I like to see people who deserve punished being punished.
but
but why? What?
you know how they can punish him.
Well, that's
You
what I'm
know how,
saying,
you know
bro.
how they can
Listen,
punish him for real. If they
the
just
I'm
only
right
thing,
here. I'm right here.
if they deport him back to Canada, then he can't come over here.
I,
'Cause he
I
gonna,
I even think that's fair. Deport him back to Canada,
I mean,
Canada,
if
and
that was
prevent him from coming back in 20 years. I'll even go with that. That'll
cause
be okay with me.
he gonna kind of lose out on money because he ain't gonna be able to tour in the
I,
state.
I'll be okay with that. Send him to Canada and he can't never come back to the U.S. for 20 years. I'm cool with that.
I think Toxic
Because I
brought up
don't
a
want
good
any
point though.
man in this country that thinks it's okay to put a gun on an unarmed woman. I don't want him anywhere near freedom or liberty if that's
bro. But
what he
what they
feels.
got to do with gender, bro?
Any man, because I think women are in a particular situation when when a woman is being threatened by a man.
What you mean?
JJ,
What you
men,
mean?
JJ, if you're attacking a
It's a
five
bunch of
seven,
women. It's a bunch of women
okay,
that
JJ, if you're
bro. It's a
attacking,
bunch of women that pull guns on men. You know that, right?
if you are attacking a 5'7", 125-pound woman, and she decides to pull out a gun to defend herself, that is her right, in my opinion.
Bro, a
Guns
woman
and
could be
places.
a woman could be 4'7", and a man could be 6'6", and she can pull a gun out on him. It's the same threat, bro.
Not if he's coming toward her. It's not the same thing. If he's running, you got to understand, Meg was running away from this dude, man. She posed no threat to this guy.
Bro,
Who
Do
said she
y'all think
was?
his feelings was hurt? Why he did it? Pum 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 to the girl? Because she called him out
bro,
about
but,
it.
I don't even.
I don't
I'm
think.
still trying to understand the video that we saw.
Obviously, you didn't see the entire situation,
You didn't either.
but I but I
What are you
haven't.
talking about,
But how are you ignoring the eyewitness account of what happened? Why are you ignoring that?
bro? I'm going off the off of the news footage where he was on one side of the vehicle and she was on the other,
So,
and that
so
and that,
what
and that
what
chick
does
was
it
in the
matter
middle.
if you didn't catch him firing the gun,
Bro, it was
or
three people.
whoever fired it? If the video does not catch who fired the gun, what difference does it make? They
It
could have
makes
been
a whole lot of
hugging.
difference.
They could
It
have been
makes a whole lot
hugging.
of difference,
They could have
bro.
been hugging
That's what I'm
3 seconds.
saying. It makes a whole lot of difference when this story was changed around 4 5 times. That makes a lot of difference, bro.
What I'm
I'm not
saying,
saying
JJ.
Tory Lane is innocent. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if the story was changed around 4-5 different times by both of these women that were in the truck, then that case should have been thrown out.
But here's my I vehemently disagree with you, JJ, because there's the only two things that matter in this case to me. To me, there are only two things that matter in this case:
But
that who did the gun belong to, and who fired the gun. Those are only two things that matter in this case to me.
okay, so you don't know who fired the gun. You don't know who fired the gun. You don't know who fired the gun.
And I'm looking at this
The
too.
eyewitness said the short man fired the gun.
He could have been paid off.
Oh, come on now. Well,
And why did
again,
Why
well,
would
if he's
Megan
lying,
why did Kelsey
why would
plead
Megan
the
pay
fifth
him
though?
off? Though? Why would Megan can't pay him off? I'm saying, what does Megan Thee Stallion have to gain by putting Tory Lanez in jail? He couldn't make or break her career. She was already she had to fill her career. What can she gain by paying somebody off to say little fella shot her?
now, Tisha, how is it reasonable doubt when you got a credible eyewitness saying that the short man fired the gun?
I don't know, cause bruh backtracked a little bit too.
How did he backtrack?
It was 2 years ago. I can't recant stuff that happened last week.
I read
That's what I'm
exactly
saying.
what
Like,
he
you
said.
got this man. You got this man on trial. He understand for something that happened 2 years ago. That he woke up in the middle of the night because he heard gunshots. When you tell me you heard gunshots versus I seen Tory shoot, that's two different things.
He say he seen the dude shoot the gun.
But did he see him shoot at Meg or
At
did he see
Meg.
him shoot in the air? That's two different things.
He never said that
But
he
see, that's what I'm
shot at
saying.
Meg.
That's why it's reasonable doubt because
It doesn't.
you just said
So
you seen him shoot.
what I'm saying is this. Hold up. Y'all tripping now. I said you don't have to ask me whether or not he was shooting at Meg. Meg had bullet fragments in her foot. So if he was he could have been shooting the other way. And if those bullet fragments ended up in her foot, then he was responsible.
Oh my God, Rob. Oh my
What do
God,
you?
Rob.
That's why I
Really,
say
Rob?
the only two things that matter in this case to me:
Really, Rob.
who the gun belongs to, and who fired the gun.
And why did
Let
Kelsey
me
plead the
base it.
fifth though? Is what I want to know too.
He should have
Watch
traded.
this.
That's
Watch
another
this.
thing.
Why
Watch
she
this.
pleaded the fifth?
I'm gonna break it down to this. It's only two, and I'm gonna get more specific about it. Who the gun belonged to, and did Tory fire the gun? I don't even care if Kelsey fired the gun. Really,
But
it
she
don't
had
even
gun
matter to me
residue on her
because
hand.
Kelsey wasn't on trial. Tory Lanez was on
She
trial.
got
But
put
she
on
had
trial.
gun residue on her
That's
hand.
probably with Rock.
What
But no,
you mean
it's
you don't
probably
care?
with Rock though. It was only one person on trial. Now if they
Thank
go back
you.
and try Kelsey,
One person.
I don't think they can do that though, right? Can they go back and try Kelsey now after they convicted Tory of it?
I ain't know.
I
I
don't know how that
ain't
works.
in law, so didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I
So
don't know
I
how
ain't
that
know,
works.
but I'm just thinking like
And Brent asked the question: how do you explain the gun residue on Kelsey?
I mean, I have no idea. I have
What do
no
you
idea.
mean? So you know everything about this dude, but you
No. I don't know how she got gun
what
residue
you think
on
about
her.
Tory?
but you think
But
how she got gun residue on
Let
her?
me ask you a question. I got a question. Could she have got gun residue on her hand from picking up the gun? She would have had to fire it, right? To
no,
get the
you can
gun
get it from
residue.
picking it up. Yeah, you
yeah,
can.
you can get
You
She
can
could have
get
got
it
it from
touching.
picking it up.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't see that either. But
But
Uh, Again,
Drew, but
so
this is my
what I'm
thing.
saying is,
If
if
she
you
picked it up,
so
what are our fingerprints is at? And then why would Tory even think about rubbing some fingerprints off, bro? He
I
would
mean,
have
but JJ, I would rub fingerprints off too.
yeah,
But
but
even
this ain't no crime movie. Like that.
I mean, they knew the shit was gonna come back up some
I
type
don't
of way.
think them folk was
but,
thinking that far in advance. I just don't think.
so
but
this is
even with
this is
that,
like a
I,
even
He
with
probably
that,
was
I
on
just
trial.
so
how
even with
does he get out of this, JJ? And I go back to the eyewitness testimony. The guy is literally anywhere from 12 to 20 feet from where the gun was fired. Like that's how close the guy is, right, to what happened. How do you explain the short man firing the gun? Like, how does Tory get out of that? Just how does Tory get out of that?
I want to know if the dude remembered when they said
I
that.
mean, He's saying the short man. So is he identifying Tory Lanez?
I think he's the shortest one at the party, JJ. I'm sure he's the
It don't
shortest one.
matter though. Like that ain't no
They could have paid
evidence.
me. JJ, they could have paid my ass to go there and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, the short man, shot in the foot." I literally like,
I'm gonna say the
just go
short
there.
man.
I didn't even have to be there. They just showed up. Who's this?
Well,
Who's this motherfucker?
if you feel like the whole trial was a sham, then ain't nothing I can say to rebut what you're saying. Now, but if you believe anybody, I would believe the third party, the man that was awakened in the middle of the night, who had no relationship to Tory, Kelsey, or Meg, or the bodyguard. I believe that guy. I say, okay, what is it? Everybody else lying. What do you say? And
How about
his,
the other guy though, Rock?
what you mean?
How about the other guy that was there?
What you talking about? See, only one guy saw Tory shoot the gun.
It was another guy that was there.
What guy?
Benjamin Franklin.
They be changing people's mind.
No,
at
I
them
hate
junctions.
JJ sometimes.
And Benjamin Franklin, he gonna solve the problem for you every time.
But I think Benjamin Franklin. I think they probably tried. I think both parties. I don't want to say that. I think Benjamin
So
Franklin.
how did this come out, or was this? Because I don't know if this was part of the
No
trial.
court documents are out yet, Rob. This is all.
No. This is what I'm saying. Like I heard somehow that in the testimony, Tory had offered somebody $1 million to do something.
I ain't hear that.
Yeah.
He did. They was
But
I think
that may have been a blog.
Kelsey, Megan and Kelsey, I think, said something about that. I'm looking up now for the correct verbiage.
Yeah.
Man, both of them women had a reason to turn their backs on Tory because he was smashing both of them.
This little fella wasn't going to. He wasn't going to Pound Town that much.
That boy,
But
We
clearly
don't
he
know
was.
that DW. We
He
don't know
could
that
have been
DW.
You see, I said JJ, but clearly he was. They out there fighting.
Man, how does that
Exactly.
factor?
And they can one arm scoop
just
it on
because
the hip. I don't see that.
So JJ, let me understand this. So just because a guy is having sex with women, they will come up with a vendetta against him, concoct a story to get him put behind bars?
Bro, you serious?
Not concoct the story, but
You ain't never heard this before in your lifetime?
Where they get a stranger to say the short man fired the gun? Like,
Bro,
they mean,
you never heard of women being mad at a dude because they don't mess with him no more, and then they go spread rumors and all this other stuff on them, bro?
does it have anything to do with that dude corroborating that he fired the gun, though? This ain't a case of them he said, she said. This ain't that case. This case is you got a witness, an eyewitness.
was his eyes really
He's not credible.
I bet he wasn't black. Was he black? I bet he wasn't black.
No, he wasn't black.
We didn't have our phone out recording. You know, we did that. Let me record this.
No, he wasn't a black dude.
They out there showing acting the fool.
a black person definitely would have recorded all
We
that.
would record that. Ooh, they out there fighting, girl. Let me go see who it is. I'd have recorded.
And Steve's like, "Oh my God, who's that shooting over there? Oh God!"
Especially with all that booty meat running all up and down the road.
God.
I'm sure they would have had it up.
Too soon.
I
I'm
just
being
felt like
honest,
it's a bunch of misinformation in this case.
Well, again, and you know what I think, Drewski? I think it started almost 2 years ago, the misinformation. Like the stories surrounding what happened that night have been all over the place. And that continued through the trial. You know, again, my situation is this, man. If Tory is truly a stand-up guy and he's truly a straight-up dude, he get out the car and tell the narrative, hey, this is what happened.
So why do y'all think Tory didn't testify? Why didn't they bring Tory to the stand, y'all think? Now you got some niggas, you said, I need you to be quiet, don't say nothing. Sit down and don't touch nothing. Sit down at the house, don't bother nothing.
Maybe I think maybe they felt like he ain't need to. Maybe they felt like they had it in a bag where
I don't think. How you think they felt that though? Like after
Maybe they
I
feel
think
like it
I
wasn't
think
enough evidence to
So
convict them. So
no,
they
I
was
think
like,
they
we don't need
thought
to.
when they discredited her by
so
saying
so this
it was
this is
on
what
the
I don't ask Drewski. What? Okay, so I've read a lot of stuff and people putting comments. What about this case that makes you think that Tory Lanez is innocent? What have you heard in the testimony or
I
on
mean,
the street?
the
What have
only
you heard to
thing.
make you think Tory Lanez is innocent? That's
So
what
I
I'm
heard.
trying to
I'm gonna be
figure out.
honest with you. I heard about this case when it first happened, and I was like, damn, that's fucked up. He shot Meg. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really pay too much attention to this case because I don't be caring about stuff like that. But everybody was talking about it, and then you would see it on the blog sites. Like if you on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, people would say this, or the trial coming up, this, that, and the third. So recently, in the last couple of weeks, I started paying more attention to it, and they was like, "Oh, well, Tory." My thing is, if the man DNA ain't on the gun, and there's no
Not on the
gunshot
magazine. On
residue
the
on his
magazine. On the
hand
magazine.
or the magazine, right? If
Yeah.
if his fingerprints is not on that gun, I'm gonna have a hard time believing he shot it.
Right.
But on the flip side of that,
But
people
can
say,
you
well,
not
he
get
could have
rid of
wiped the
can you get
gun
rid of
down.
fingerprints?
So it's
Yeah,
like, so what, D-Dub?
can you get rid of fingerprints? I don't know that. I'm never
I
done
don't
one.
know that. I
My
don't
thing
know.
is that if you rubbing, you can't just rub it off. Even if you got like a towel or something like that, you need to actually spray something down to actually clean that.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to understand. Okay, so
All right,
That's
so
the only way you'll be able to do that. You can't
that's
just.
why I have
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah, they think it's the movies, JoJo. They
Huh?
think it's the
that's
movie.
why I asked. Look, that's why I asked for
They think
clarity.
it's the
So
Can you
movie.
You know what I'm
let
saying?
me
Jay?
say
You
this
can't just literally take a
because
joint and
this is
literally
a
go like this.
question. This is a question I asked the law enforcement expert. It depends on the surface how permanent the fingerprints are. Certain surfaces you can wipe clean with anything. Like people can use their own finger and smudge the finger. It depends on the surface.
The
It
fingerprint still be
depends
on there if
on
you
the
trying to wipe it off.
surface.
Y'all watch too much movies, bro.
But if they ain't
No,
got
no,
no,
this is my continuity.
The
Cool.
fingerprint still be on there.
No,
If
no, 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 no.
if
You
you
would
smudge,
okay.
yeah.
So you still won't be able, even if there are
So what about the
fingerprints.
residue then, Rock?
I mean, you can the residue. You can pick
What
up
about the
residue.
gunpowder?
You can pick up residue just by picking up a gun that's been fired.
But he didn't have it. He didn't have it on him.
Go look at it, JJ. He on the what they call the GFR test. Him and Kelsey had it on them. Both of them had it on them.
So why? So why you don't think that Kelsey fired the gun and Tory Lanez picked it up?
Because the reason why I don't think it is because Kelsey said she didn't fire.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe Tory trying to be super masculine
he's trying to be
and
super tough.
don't let a woman go down for something.
He thought it was making no. I'm not.
You know?
I don't know many men that gonna take a 20-year bid for a jump off. I'm not. I don't know many men that's gonna take a 20-year bid for some box that they got.
For somebody else, hey,
DW.
for somebody else's wife now. For somebody else's wife.
But listen what I'm saying. He didn't think that he was gonna be charged for that though.
Yeah, because
That's his fault.
He
He should have hired Kelsey's attorney.
He should have dug up Johnny Cochran. That's all I can tell you.
Y'all
He should have hired Kelsey's attorney because whoever Kelsey's attorneys were,
He being disrespectful, Rock.
they prepped her perfectly.
Man, once they caught him, the eyewitness caught the short. If the dude was gonna say, the white credible witness was gonna say the short man was firing the gun all over the place, his ass is grass.
What makes him a credible witness?
That's all you're gonna stick with is that right there, huh, Rock?
Is he white?
No. What I'm saying is, how do you impeach him? What would be his motive? What would be his reason for lying?
Who, the white dude?
Yeah.
I mean, you give me a bag, I'm a lie.
Was he white?
I mean, I'm assuming if they're in Kylie Jenner,
because he white.
I don't think, Majewski, I don't think it was in a trailer park, or in low income housing where you were at. I don't think it seems like a lot of generational wealth out there with
Hey, D-Dub, it don't matter how much money he got. A free bag is a free bag. You feel me?
Hey, they went. They were in Calabasas. And here's another thing that's crazy, right? the testimony from this guy matches up with frame by frame with Kelsey's original testimony, the original statement she gave the police. Like it matches up.
I read in the New York Times.
Would this guy explain what happened?
So
somebody tell Kayla to calm down in the comments.
Yeah, she's being real aggressive in the chat.
No, hold on, she's a little excited right now. They have her moment.
Yeah, she is.
Because she make it seem like this man on straight. You know, he done chopped Meg whole neck off and threw it in the California.
Now, Kayla, I can agree with that, Kayla. That because he getting charged for the gun charges, right? Not really for shooting Meg, right? Is that the charges?
He getting charged with assault. So there's some level of intent on his part to harm Meg. So he getting charged.
I think why would the DA work or something?
I don't think the intent was to hurt Meg though.
Okay.
I don't feel like it. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Even if you angry, I don't give a fuck if it's Meg, if it's Jay-Z, the president, whatever. Nigga, if you mad, if a motherfucker make you mad, you pull your gun, you gonna shoot him, you gonna fucking shoot him. You ain't gonna be like, oh shit, it's Meg the Stallion. Let me shoot her in the foot. You're not gonna do that. You just gonna shoot that motherfucker, right?
Let's keep it a buck though. Little fella was mad because Meg, she tested his gangster. She tested his
about his music.
Yeah.
But y'all act like Tory not popping.
But he ain't popping like Meg.
It don't matter. He's still popping. Tory got
money. Okay, look at all the odds against him, right? He and his feelings. Let's think about it. You know, little niggas, right? They getting their feelings about anything, right? Stuff, call you little for you at size 6, yo. You know, I don't want to say something. Anything you say to a little fun size dude, they gonna get in their feelings. And so you're a 5'10" stallion. You making more money than him. You selling more records. You hot right now, right? Not saying Tory was
the hottest. Not that you hot. You're the hottest.
She's not the hottest. I'm a Lotto fan. Not that outright. But my thing is, it's kind of like
Lotto wasn't even out there.
She tested his manhood. He was in his feelings. He drunk and we all doing drugs. I'm gonna check you real quick and say, hey, look, nigga, you ain't better than me. I'm better than you. Yada yada yada. He mad. We drunk. Okay, fine. Let me do a Harlem Night scene. You a twerker, right? You making a stallion dance, bitch, dance. Pum pum pum. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I didn't say he did it or Kelsey did it, but somebody got in their feelings, and I don't think it was over no doggone Tory.
And even if they did cocaine and crystal meth, I don't see this dude getting mad because she said his music was fucking terrible.
You don't?
I don't see that.
You don't see Tory Lanez ego?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
No.
This dude ego is bigger than he is.
But if you know it's BS, why would you get mad?
Cause you little. You got this big burlesque woman over you talking shit. We drunk. I'm a shit talker. I got more male friends than female friends. I'm gonna talk my shit, right? I'm a hound you. I'm a hound you.
That's what he fucked up at in the first place. He shouldn't have been talking to her.
But that's what I'm saying. So I that's why I said I think it was something that happened. Okay, fine. We drunk. We playing around. And like I said, it could have ricocheted, hit her foot. I don't think it was done intentionally. Either he did it or Kelsey did it. But he was on trial, not Kelsey. Whoever Kelsey lawyers were, Tory should have hired them. I don't know who paid Kelsey off. He probably paid Kelsey off and thought Kelsey was gonna have his back, and Kelsey probably some good ass lawyers.
But Tiffany, I get it that men have fragile egos, but not over that. I can see if she said motherfucking sex was whack or some shit like that.
Did you hear everybody get mad at Lotto for winning that award? Was it Kodak?
Who?
Was it Kodak Black mad at a woman for winning an award over him recently? Was it Soul Train award?
About Kodak Black, man.
No, but what I'm saying, that's ego. She outdid him. He went and took everything out from this lady.
I don't know, man.
It's some
Lotto song made it big because she crossed it over.
Complex, and she checked him at the door.
I get what you're saying. For me, it's hard for me to believe this man shot at her foot because she said his music was trash. It got to be more to it than just that. I just don't see that.
He just can't be a reckless human being.
She might have said that.
I don't think that man reckless like that, man.
I think she could have triggered him. I'm not gonna lie.
She might have triggered him, but I don't know. I don't think it was the music though. It gotta be. It's something else.
Anything. I mean, you drunk. You know, we all get sensitive when we start drinking.
But I get it. I done been drunk before, and niggas done roasted me, and I ain't shot nobody. What I'm saying is, it
Can she
gotta
still
be
twerk?
more. It gotta be more to this story than she just saying Tory music trash and this nigga shot her in the foot or whatever he did. It's something. It's something that somebody not saying because it's not adding up for me. This is just my opinion. That shit not
Can she
adding up to
still
me.
twerk
So
too?
you be willing to let the short fella go?
There's a dude that's
It,
6'4", six
I mean,
five.
if he gotta pay if he gotta pay for the gun charges, he pay for the gun charges. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, it's more to the story. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not saying that Tory did it or he didn't. I don't know that. I wasn't there. What I'm saying is it got to be more to the story than what we have been told.
For
Oh,
sure.
absolutely, absolutely. I
That's
think
all
when
I'm
the
saying.
court record's gonna come out, it's gonna be a whole different ball given what was said.
Somebody didn't say something, or a cop didn't give a piece of information, or whatever the case may be. It'll come out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like when they were talking about early in the room, they were talking about Chris Brown, man. All these years, people thought one way about Chris Brown till he finally came out years later and told his side. It's two sides to the story. I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong, but he told his side so you can get a different perspective of what happened. Maybe Tory should have got on the stand and said, "Man, this is what happened," but he didn't. So
I
I
think
don't know.
if even if it was an accident, I think if Tory would have said something, I mean, it said something that he did something that was an accident or something like that, I think the charges would have been lessened.
Now, what do make sense to me is him smashing both of them and it being a little altercation with that. That can make some sense to me. But the music, man, if I don't give a fuck what Meg talking about, you can be hotter than me, bro. If I'm getting paid off my music and I'm feeding my family, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That's just me.
Right. Uh, I just I just know that whatever he did, bro, you know, he should have got punished. But 6, 8 years, man, you got kids out here. Come on, bro, for
AJ, what you think would have been a justifiable amount of time?
a year in probation. He just had to pay her a certain amount of money.
But she didn't. But that's. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a number I can put on it. But I think it's more so of a they trying to prove it, make an example out of him. He was too cocky for me though. I don't even know if I thought, after a while I thought Kelsey did it. You know, I thought Kelsey did it. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then when you know, what I mean, it was kind of too. He was too. I know I got
Bro,
this bag, and the folks in the courtroom ain't gonna listen to that. They don't like no
K-
showboat.
is Kayla okay?
I don't know. She been kind of
Let her
aggressive
go.
though.
She on her
She
mad
been
dog
real
now.
aggressive. But
She on her MD.
I agree with JJ.
She on a high
I
right
think
now.
you give him a year or two in jail, he do probation, and then you just deport him back to Canada. Like,
Oh, he gonna get deported.
Call this man a reckless animal.
He gonna
and
get
then he
deported.
and then if you wanna do it like that, like JJ said, man, you make him pay Meg. But still I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say anything else because it's still not adding up for me. None of this is adding up for me, bro.
It's
I'm
not adding
sorry.
up for none of us, but that's the thing. I think that's why they did it. He chose a jury by trial, right? He knew what he was getting into. I think the dude really thought he had in the bag. I don't know who
I
did it.
I mean that's what it's kind of sounding like. If you saying like I didn't see the courtroom stuff, I seen him walk in with his son. I seen him walk out, but I feel like maybe they didn't put him on the stand because they felt like he wasn't gonna get charged.
Hey, I tell you this. Kayla asked if it was my child. If it was my child, she got shot by Tory Lanez in the foot and she was just limping. Give me
Tori gonna
some
have to give
money,
me a
baby.
bag.
Give me some money.
Yeah.
And we'll let this go away.
No, he
You
gonna have to
think
shoot me the fade too.
you,
He gonna shoot me the fade too.
that part
you
true.
Yeah. He
no,
definitely gonna have to shoot me the fade, but I want the bag. I want the
you
bag.
bro, I don't even want him to shoot the fade with me, bro. Bro, pay for all her doctor bills, $1 million on top of that, bro.
I think the fact, Judge, I think
I
the
ain't
fact
gotta
they
say no
tried to
more.
cancel this lady, behind actually being shot by somebody, whether it's a homegirl or him, the fact that the whole, not whole, I want to say about 50%, half and half, want to just cancel her. What y'all gonna do if Meg lying? She slept. The biggest story we heard thus far is she kept sleeping around. I read today in the New York Times where they said even One of the jurors said, "You know what? I don't care if she slept the whole California. It has nothing to do with this
It
court
don't
case."
have nothing to do with the case. That's
That's the
why
only thing we had pushback in the black community was she slept with a man and she lied
it,
about that. We didn't
it
care about nothing else.
it don't matter. None of that matters. That she slept with anybody. We ain't care nothing about that.
I just think it wasn't enough evidence to convict at
How
this
many
point.
white people watching this, man? Because Kayla going crazy in the damn comment. And I bet white people just high fiving the hell out of themselves
They are.
seeing that right there, man.
She's one of us. Yeah.
Kayla, I told you I'm gonna take your car yesterday, now early today. We talked about this thing.
Hold on, what the hell Tiffany talking about? Tiffany going on with this shit. Hey, man. We're an hour in, man. If y'all want to get our last comments, man. Jojo, what you got, man?
Nah, I'm just saying, looking at whatever's going on was a little healthy debate that we had here, though, man. But like I said, he guilty, man. That's what justice served. I mean, it is what it is. But I just don't think that he should get 20 years for something like this. Probably, like I said, like you said before, you know, like maybe like 2, 3 or something like that, or a year probation and then paying some money. I mean, at the end of the day, they got to hurt the pocket too and all that other stuff too. So just to show that you're not supposed to be doing this. I mean, pretty much. But if he's in jail, I mean, pretty much it ain't gonna hurt Meg. And she been moving along while he was here anyway. So it is what it is, though. Man. I just don't think the punishment should be as great as they're talking about 20. So that's all I gotta say.
For sure. DW, what you got?
I'm kind of with JoJo on that. Whatever they said goes. I mean, we can say we want to say what we think happened, what should be done, but court of law got this in California. I don't know what California laws ever want to know them, but we can't do nothing about it but talk about it and try to discredit whoever we want to. But if the jury say you're guilty, you're guilty. I just say go for an appeal if they feel like he didn't do it. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms. At the
Man,
real.
what is up with Kayla tonight?
Follow me on all social media platforms at the real DW.
You don't want
But
to
this was served. City Girls up 1,000 right now. I'm not a city girl, my auntie, but City Girls up 1,000.
What is up with Kayla, man?
That's that fiance energy right there.
Another brick the ground occasionally.
Just let her go off. I told her I would take a black car. Let her have a moment.
Drewski, what you got, man?
Man, I feel like this. I agree with everybody, man. If the court's made their ruling, but I feel like if Tory and his count feel like that one right, they just do the appeal. You know what I'm saying? And make sure they have all they ducks in a row to prove that Tory ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like still the whole situation, I feel like there's some stuff missing because in my mind it don't make sense to me. And I do want to say this, man. I feel bad that Meg got shot. However it happened. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for anybody that gets shot, but I feel bad that she got shot. I feel bad that they all in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if Tory and his people feel like they was wrong, they need to go ahead and do that appeal. You know what I'm saying? And bring a more credible witness because I feel like balcony
Hey, nigga,
dude.
shit fucking jail, man. I'm in this motherfucking jail, man.
We got Tory Lanez on the line, y'all.
Lanes, man.
We got Tory
You
Lanez
sound a
on the
little
line.
short right now. Who is that?
Tory,
Man, this
Tory,
motherfucker.
what happened, Tory?
Man, nigga, let me tell you what happened, man. Man, that bitch just started twerking. I got behind that, man. I had my gun there, man. That's what happened.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
I guess he got disconnected. He got beat up for the phone line.
man,
They listened
hey,
to
make sure y'all
just like this in the face and took the phone. So get your little ass down.
hey, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man.
Right.
And you can follow me on IG at King Drew _430.
Tory Lanez again, y'all.
Y'all
What's
wild.
up, Tory?
He beat a nigga with the phone. Come on, Tory. Come on, little guy. Hey, little
Tory.
fella. Hey, stinker.
Rock, you there, Rock?
Stick a butt.
Yeah, I'm in. Can y'all hear me?
You want to take like 2 phone calls right quick?
Yeah, I will.
Hey, If y'all want to call in, man, call this number, man. Call this number. We'll take a couple phone calls before we close out, man.
Y'all calling the 518-318-5932.
I just want to say, man, at Tory Lanez, man, you calling in cussing like that, bro. That don't help your case at all, bro.
I want you to make sure you got enough money put up aside for that little baby you brought to court when you're back. Y'all's the same height. So, because I know he hurt.
Why you
I
keep
know he
height,
hurt.
why you keep height shaming that damn man when he about to
Yeah,
go to
why
prison?
y'all high shaming that man?
I mean, I don't like little niggas.
Bro, I'm saying, but you ain't gotta
Hey,
like him though.
this was
So,
definitely a short trap.
it was very short and sweet.
With little information.
Hey, Rock. Before we close out, if ain't nobody got nothing to call about, bro, what's your last little intake on the situation?
Keith was bigger than him.
Oh, can y'all hear me? My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get my shit cranked up again. No, only thing I say, bro, is ain't no reason for a dude to put a gun on a woman. I understand there are some extenuating circumstances. I understand that what actually happened that night before or after the gun was fired is really unclear, and there are inconsistent stories. But the only thing that really matters is that there was a gun present and the gun was fired, and it was determined by the jury that Tory Lanez fired the gun and the gun belonged to him. I'm comfortable with that that determination, and and it is my opinion that whatever he gets is what he deserves, because no man, and this
Sorry to this man.
no man should put a gun on a woman. Period. Point blank. And that was my daughter. I don't know that he would be having a trial right now.
That was your daughter?
Yeah. If what I'm saying is, if Meg was my daughter, I don't know that we'd be having a trial right now.
Straight like that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say this. I totally disagree with Rock. There's plenty of reasons to pull a gun on a woman, especially if you feel threatened. so you go on with that shit. You got women out. You got some studs out here that will beat the hell out of a man. So stop that, man.
How many times have you been scared by a woman, JJ?
Plenty.
Okay.
Plenty.
An unarmed woman.
I got a black mama, bro.
Oh,
Cap.
well, anyway, I'm just.
Cap.
Hey, D-Dub.
I got a grandma.
D-Dub.
I had some grandmamas that'll pull a butcher knife on you in a minute.
They're
You know what I'm
armed at
saying?
that point.
I feel
Hey, man.
like he's attacking me.
In all seriousness, man, I hate that this had to go down for the young brother, man. He's a father, man, that won't be able to have his kids, man. You know, he probably was feeding a lot of people, bro. And just the fact of a bunch of our entertainers and rappers and singers and everybody just dying, man. They either dying or going to prison, bro. So it just look bad for the culture, man, that we just are just dealing with this, man, and it's always in the news about us and our culture, man. So I wish him the best, man. I hope that whatever happens, bro, you know what I'm saying, there's some good that comes out of this. And I just keep it at that, man.
All right, hey, before we get out, we got one caller on the line. Caller,
All right.
you're live on air.
We'll take that call.
Hey man, this Tory motherfucking Lanez, nigga.
Hey,
What's up, Tory?
should your
What's
CO
up,
be?
Hey, Stink. Hey, Stink. Hey, little
Should
fella.
your should
Man,
your
that bitch lying on me, nigga.
should your CO be
She
tucking you?
lying on me, nigga. Let
Should-
me tell you what happened, nigga. Y'all want to know what happened, nigga?
Go ahead,
What
little guy.
happened?
Man, We had just left the goddamn party at the goddamn Kardashian house, and them bitches started arguing. And we got outside the car, man. She started bouncing that ass on me, nigga. I had my gun in the air shooting, and I dropped it, nigga. And nigga, she caught one on the foot, man. Nigga, somebody come get me out of this bitch, man, please. Nigga, stop looking at me.
Hey, tell R. Kelly we said hey.
Hey, Tory, your CO should be tucking you in right now. Why are you on the
Man,
phone?
goddamn, nigga, somebody come get me out. But on some real shit, nigga, y'all caught my album tonight, nigga. It's called Happy Feet, man. I got album dropping tonight, nigga, called Happy Feet, man. Y'all pick up that shit, man. I need the money, man, nigga. This Tory Lanez, and I'm out of here, man. Appreciate it, bro. Man, y'all come get me out of here, man. Free Tory Lanez, nigga.
All right, Tory, salute, man.
Oh. Hey, man, I'm glad Tory Lanez called in, man.
Yeah, man. He called in, bro. We
His
kind
side of the story.
Hey, Tory saying he needs some baiting to send to the.
And that's what this is about, bro. It's about getting both sides, man. And Tory just told he just told his side, bro. And I believe what he's saying, man. She was twerking on him, and he dropped the gun, and it shot her foot, bro.
JJ, you can put some money on his books.
Yeah.
How much you can put on
it? That between me and him.
Want to make sure he's straight. I don't eat that cornbread. Okay.
Yeah. You need plenty peanut butter, plenty stuff. Plenty. Yeah.
Tuna, the tuna, little plastic tuna things you get, and noodles and hot sauce. Shout out to you, JJ, for saving the black community.
Yeah, and JJ, just what do you have to say to Meg? Meg was a victim of a nasty assault back in July 2020. What kind of compassion and concern do you have for Meg?
I knew he was going to do
it. Right? That's a good question.
First of all, did you just say nasty assault?
Yeah.
It was bloody.
Yeah.
Okay.
A gun, shots were fired.
I'm gonna tell Meg this. When you first came out, people thought you was a man.
I hate it.
That's all I got to say.
Can't make this shit up. You hear me? We cannot make this.
That's all I got to say, bro.
But
what else you want me to say to her, man?
Tory's proved that she wasn't a man.
Bro, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
Listen
what I'm saying. If that gunshot wound stopped her from twerking, it'll be an issue. But she's still twerking.
She has to lose to get sympathy. She has to lose her ability to twerk.
But in all honesty, if you twerk, you don't twerk with your heels.
That's what her thing was. It was twerking.
No. Twerking don't come from your heels.
Twerking
comes from the balls.
She's still sticking her tongue out every time she twerk, and she's still rapping about shit that y'all can't even recite. So
I'm not a reciter. I like Lotto. Oh, okay.
So man, keep on twerking. Keep on twerking, baby. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that
she ain't dead. She ain't in the hospital. She ain't spent
that we don't have compassion
24 hours bro.
Compassion for.
Bro, you got real people out here, bro. That have been shot.
We had a real woman being shot at. We had a real woman that got shot in the foot. We had a real woman that was terrorized by a short little bitty motherfucker.
You say
and terrorized. I'm just telling you, man. What is the have you ever had a gun pointed in your direction?
Of course.
It's a terrifying feeling, brother. There's nothing.
I don't even think that she even knew that the gun was even pointed at her foot.
Why was she running?
Because she was drunk.
He said twerk because he said dance, bitch, dance.
Yeah, she was running for a reason, JJ.
All right, man.
She was trying to run.
We won't know because we weren't there.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. None of us were there.
All this.
But what we do know is little fella going to prison, not county.
Yeah, and he's guilty.
I got compassion for him and his kids, bro.
He's gonna go.
he didn't have capacity to bring a little fellow to the courthouse and put him on his back.
But when he pulled that gun, when he was carrying that unlawful weapon in California, was he thinking about his kids?
I'm sure he was, because guess what? There's a bunch of rappers and entertainers that they get robbed out in California all the time, bro. We done had 2 or 3 major artists get murdered in California. So yeah, he needs to, you know what I'm saying, protect himself.
He thought he was
I
gonna
don't
get
see nothing
scooped
wrong
up.
with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. So you're trying to prove a point. It ain't proven, man. But anyway, man. Shout out to Meg the Stallion, man. A stallion is a male horse. I hope y'all know that. But anyway, shout out to Meg
Hey,
the Stallion.
JJ, in
That's why she
not
put
in
Meg in front of
not
it.
not in the South. You know what a stallion is, and don't even play.
That's that Texas talk,
JJ
man.
in
You know what
Alabama.
a Clydesdale is.
Rock, JJ in Alabama. He might not have seen the stallion
That's
before.
that Texas talk, though, man. Y'all know that y'all use stallion around there for that.
Yeah.
They
You
got
know what
stallions
we.
in Alabama too.
Anywhere else, we know that that's a male horse.
Exactly, Tip.
Let's just keep it a bean.
But
His
it's
point is not point.
I've been hearing a tall, statuesque woman being called a stallion all my life.
Wait,
And
hold on. What?
a tall, statuesque woman, a woman with a great
Statuesque. You make that
yeah.
word up, you know?
No. That's a real word.
That's not a real.
Statuesque.
The only stallions I
It's in
know
the Urban Dictionary. Okay.
Stallion
And
is the only stallion I know.
and they still got that incorrect, Rock. So you can twist it how you want to twist it,
they
bro.
were they
It is what
were
it is.
they weren't referring to a horse when they talk about a woman who is a stallion. They talking about a tall, statuesque, beautiful black queen
She just
like
got a long
Meg.
torso. She got a long torso, that's all.
I mean, she could be called Amazon. I mean, if you want to call it that,
They
Amazon.
they
No,
use
no,
that term. They
Meg,
use that
Meg,
term too, JoJo.
For a
They
woman, a
use.
long torso is called a
But
stallion.
stallion, we know stallion's a male horse, man. We know what it is. But I
Meg,
know that. Look, I've been in places. So Texas, I said stallion is where I've been heard it from there. So yeah, y'all got it down there.
Meg,
I,
the Amazon not gonna sell records, bro. I'm just pointing out.
Oh, I know it's not. I know it's
Yeah,
not. Unless
Meg,
you
the
talking about
Amazon
back
not
in the
gonna
They
day.
sell
ain't even
records.
catchy. They ain't cute.
It ain't catchy at all. So
Back in the day, was
But yeah,
stripping.
man. Hey, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It was a good show, man. I appreciate Tory for calling in. You know what I'm saying, giving his side of the story. Um, and man, just stand by for the next show, bro.
all right,
With that
man.
being said, peace.